Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, Mootechie. It's wonderful to have you with us today as we dive into the fascinating world of chemistry. We'll be exploring the very foundation of many biological processes, acids, bases, and their properties. So, get ready for an engaging and insightful session. Now, let's begin our journey. What is an acid? Well, an acid is a solution that has an excess of H+ ions. The word itself comes from the Latin word acidus, which means sharp or sour. And here's a key point to remember. The more H+ ions a solution has, the more acidic it becomes. Moving forward, let's look at the properties of an acid. Acids have some very distinct characteristics. They turn blue litmus paper red. They taste sour. They can conduct electricity. They are corrosive, which means they break down certain substances. Many acids can corrode fabric, skin, and paper, and some acids react strongly with metals. Now on this slide, we have several figures. We can see labels like proper acid, soluble acid, vitamin C, which is also known as ascorbic acid, citric acid, and others. These figures help us visualize the different structures of these important acidic compounds. Engaging and practical. Next, we explore the many uses of acids in our daily lives and industry. Number 1 is acetic acid, which is what we know as vinegar. Number 2, citric acid, is found in lemons, limes, and oranges. Number 3, ascorbic acid, is vitamin C, which is absolutely essential for our body to function properly. Number 4, sulfuric acid is a powerhouse used in the production of fertilizers, steel, paints, and plastics. And finally, a very common use, acids are found in car batteries. So, we've covered acids, but what about their chemical counterparts? Now, let us look at what a base is. A base is a solution that has an excess of OH- ions. Another word for base is alkali. And in a broader sense, bases are substances that can accept hydrogen ions. Following this, you'll notice the properties of a base are often the opposite of acids. Bases turn red litmus paper blue. They feel slippery. They taste bitter. They are also corrosive. They can conduct electricity. And interestingly, they generally do not react with metals. Now, just like acids, bases are incredibly useful. Let's discuss their uses. Bases give soaps, ammonia, and many other cleaning products some of their useful properties. The OH- ions interact strongly with certain substances, such as dirt and grease, making them so effective. Chalk and oven cleaner are examples of familiar products that contain bases. And here's a fascinating fact about our own bodies. Human blood is a basic solution. Coming up, we have a direct comparison between acids and bases. This is where it all comes together. Let's look at how they are different. Acids have a pH less than 7, a sour taste, and they react with metals. Bases have a pH greater than 7, a bitter taste, and they do not react with metals. But what makes them alike? Well, both affect pH and litmus paper, both are related to H+ ion concentration, and for both, the relationship pH plus pOH always equals 14. So what happens when an acid and a base meet? Let's find out. A reaction between an acid and a base is called neutralization. An acid-base mixture is not as acidic or basic as the individual starting solutions. For example, imagine we have a base with the pH of 12 and an acid with the pH of 2. When mixed together, these acidic and basic solutions produce a more neutral solution, in this case with the pH of 8. Now, one of the products of a neutralization reaction is a salt, and salts are everywhere. Let's look at a table of common salts and their uses. For instance, sodium chloride, or NaCl, is used for food flavoring and as a food preservative. Potassium iodide, Ki, is an additive in iodized salt that prevents iodine deficiency. And the table lists many others, like calcium chloride used for de-icing roads, and ammonium nitrate used in fertilizer. Each of these salts is formed by the reaction between an acid and a base. Now, let's understand the pH scale more clearly. pH is a measure of how acidic or basic a solution is. The pH of a solution varies from 0 to 14. Solutions with the pH from 0 to 7 are termed acidic solutions. Solutions with the pH from 7 to 14 are known as basic solutions. A solution with a pH of exactly 7 is considered neutral. Solutions with a pH equal to 0 are known to be strongly acidic. The acidity decreases as the value of pH increases from 0 to 7. Conversely, solutions with the pH equal to 14 are strongly basic. The basicity decreases as the value of pH decreases from 14 to 7. The strength of acids and bases depends on the number of H+ and OH- ions produced. On this slide, we also see a detailed pH scale chart. It shows us where common substances fall. For example, starting from the acidic end with a pH of 0, we move up to neutral water at pH 7. Then we see basic substances like seawater at around pH 8, baking soda at 10, ammonia solution at 12, and finally very basic substances like bleach and drain cleaner at pH 14. And finally, let's visualize the pH and pOH scale together. On a scale from 0 to 14, as we move from left to right, acidity decreases while the concentration of H+ ions also decreases. At pH 7, we are neutral. As we continue to the right, basicity increases while the concentration of OH- ions decreases. And we define pH and pOH with their mathematical formulas. pH equals negative log of the H+ ion concentration, and pOH equals negative log of the OH- ion concentration. And that brings us to the end of our lesson on acids and bases today. I hope this was a clear and engaging exploration of these fundamental chemical concepts. Thank you. See you in the next class.